From Saugus High School, Foothill League basketball continues as the Canyon Cowboys, 13-5 overall and 2-0 in the Foothill League, take on the Saugus Centurions, 13-5 overall and 1-1 in league. Hi again, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on SCVTV. I'm Dave Caldwell. The energy here in this gym is going to bottom half and have to struggle for the remaining 5 games in order to get themselves up on top. Joining me as always is Greg Herrick. These two teams, Greg, are better than 2-2. And for the Valencia Vikings, they're coming off of 2 consecutive losses, one to Golden Valley and then to Canyon, the team that is undefeated in league play, just last Friday.
Well, you know, they've won. They came off a 10-game winning streak before they lost those 2 games, so we know they know how to win. What they're struggling through now is finding players in their score points other than their big superstar, Lonnie Jackson.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Lonnie Jackson here. Lonnie's averaging 23.5 points a game. He is a guy, though, that in the last couple of games has only been averaging about 15. Pretty rough play against West Ranch. That seemed to get into his kitchen a little bit, if you will. Last game, 4 of 16 shooting, 0 for 6 from behind the three-point arc. He is looking to get himself back under the winning ways again.
Well, what the strategy is to deal with him is to run some double teams or some physical play at him and deny him the basketball. In essence, limit his touches. It's worked pretty effectively for the 2 teams that they've lost to, and the Santa Clarita Valley is a very small place, so word gets out. I wouldn't be surprised if Saugus tonight tried something along those lines.
Now let's talk about, for the Saugus Centurions, one of the guys that's certainly going to become one of their leaders, Jahar Purdy. He's a senior. He's averaging better than 10 points a game. He's a quick guard. He's one of those outside shooters. You talked about it the last time we had the Centurions on here on SCVTV. The Centurions have a long tradition of very good guards, and Jahar Purdy is the next one in line.
Yeah, it must be something in the water that they drink up here at Saugus, because history shows you that their guard play, when they have good teams, their guard play is usually strong, and they've been good for a while, and they're going to use tonight as a springboard to maybe get into that upper echelon of teams you talked about.
Once again, let me quote head coach Derek Ballard. This is the game. 2 teams that are 2-2 in league play. The winner of this game will get themselves up to the top half and still have a good shot at the league championship and the playoffs. Settle in, here we go. SCVTV presents the Foothill League Basketball Game of the Week. The Valencia Vikings taking on the Saugus Centurions. We've got the tip-off right after this.
To purchase this game on DVD, call the SCVTV Media Center at 661-251-8820 or send email to info@scvtv.com.
Jazz Nights at Vincenzo's is back. The Saugus High School Jazz Ensemble plays a hot selection of jazz favorites and rock classics at Vincenzo's Pizza in Saugus. Come enjoy great music, the best pizza in town, and show your support. A portion of every dollar spent at Vincenzo's goes directly to Saugus High School Jazz. Remember, it's all happening on the 2nd Wednesday of every month through May. And don't forget to tell them we're here for the band.
Hola, Grover, what are you doing?
Oh, I am making my emergency kit. I want to be prepared just in case.
Oh, my friend Mia made a kit with her family. Everyone help. They packed sets and batteries, water, food, a radio, and put it where they could find it rapidamente, quickly.
I guess I should take my canoe out of there, huh?
Look, Grover.
Help your family get ready for an emergency. Learn more at ready.gov/sesame.
I'm Mayor Lorene West, reminding you to think Santa Clarita Valley, and you are watching SCVTV, local television for Santa Clarita.
They lead across frozen rivers. They lead from island to island. They lead to higher ground, to build hope, to break through barriers, to free a continent, to explore new worlds, and on the ideals of a nation. Officers in the U.S. Army are leaders who can rise to any challenge. They have learned to bring out the best in others and themselves. Can you? Find out more about Army officership at goarmy.com/officer. There's strong, and then there's Army strong.
So it is a small crowd here at Saugus High School. It's a Tuesday night. Usually the crowds get a little thin for that, but starting lineups being announced to this crowd. What you're looking at on the far side is the Valencia side. On the near side, pretty good crowd of Saugus fans that are here. Jahar Purdy, there's the guy, 5'10", senior. We talked about him during our pregame. 10 points a game, 4.9 rebounds. That's pretty good. Guy who's 5'10" and shooting from the outside. Jeremy Gatewood is just a sophomore, but he shoots 8.4 a game, and he's also pulling in 3.5 rebounds. Brad Bucaniani is the leading scorer, junior, 5'11", better than 13 points a game, 4.8 rebounds. That young man is John Grisante, 6'5", senior. He's going to have a task to be down inside that low post, but he is going to be teamed up with Joey Frederick, a 6'6" senior who averages better than 9 points a game and is the leading rebounder for this Saugus Centurion squad, better than 6.5 a game. For the Valencia Vikings, Jake Kelfer is a 5'8" junior, better than 5.5 points a game. Brandon Bennett, a 5'11" senior, 6 points a game. Lonnie Jackson, the young man we've talked about, 6'3" junior, leads the team in scoring, assists, and in rebounds, nearly 6.5 rebounds. Tanner Tredick, 6'1" senior. Don't let that size fool you. It's pretty good down in that low post. He'll be battling, though, against the 6'6" Frederick and the 6'5" Grisante for that honor tonight. And Zach Davis, a 6'3" sophomore, one of 3 sophomores that are on this team. Davis, 5.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds a game as well. In fact, that is Davis right there, number 34, who will be doing the jumping honors for the Valencia Vikings. He'll be going against Joey Frederick. Before we go, your keys to this game.
Well, I think Saugus needs to get the ball inside. They got a little mismatch down there against the Valencia kids, and obviously the Saugus also has to stop Lonnie Jackson. That's the key tonight for them.
So the Centurions controlling the tip. This is Bucaniani, top of the key, gets to the left elbow. His shot no good, but the rebound coming down to Frederick, and he puts it right back in. That's nice aggressive play by Vince.
Yeah, here Valencia already using Lonnie Jackson along the baseline instead of out front like he normally plays.
That was Jackson shooting a 3, no good, and it was Frederick with the rebound. Saugus in their home white uniforms. Valencia's in their purple road uniforms. This is Bucaniani. He had a free opportunity, gives the ball up instead, then down inside, trying to get it to Grisante, but they're going to call 3-second violation against the Saugus Centurions. First turnover of the game, 7:16 to play in this game. And for the Centurions, they average just a little better than 11 turnovers a game. That's pretty good for a high school basketball team.
Yeah, and Valencia is changing their offense a little bit to get Lonnie Jackson the ball. It's real obvious now how they're going to attack this, with Purdy being the guy who's assigned to guard him.
And that was Jackson with the score, 2-2, 6:50 in the first quarter. Here's Grisante getting double teamed, and the ball is knocked away, and it's going to be another turnover committed by the Centurions. Here's Jackson trying to freelance. Back of the free throw line, and he drains it. What a pretty shot for Lonnie Jackson, returning all league from a year ago.
Just more proof that you got to have more than one guy guarding him.
Bounce pass to Bucaniani, gets away from him for a moment, recollects it. Now Purdy, he's going to drive in, knocks down one of the Valencia guys and banks it in, and it's good. Jahar Purdy, his first 2 points of the game, and we have a tie game.
The Saugus is playing Purdy one-on-one on Jackson.
This is Kelfer for 3, can't go, but there down inside is Tanner Tredick. Gets the ball over to Jackson, and he drains a 3-pointer. Lonnie Jackson with all 7 of Valencia's points in this game, and they've got the 3-point lead.
The way they're going to try to win it tonight, you're going to get him the ball. As long as Saugus is going to play him man-on-man, with no gimmick or no special defenses, he's going to take advantage of that. There's really nobody in the league that can guard him man-to-man alone.
Foul's going to be called against Jake Kelfer of the Vikings, the first foul committed of this game. And so the Centurions will be inbounding the ball under their own basket. The inbound goes to Frederick. He's going to pull up his left-hand shot from about 18 feet. No good. Bennett pulls down the rebound for the Vikings.
It's not the shot that Coach Ballard wants for the Centurions. Post player shooting a jump shot.
There's Zach Davis from about 6 feet out, and he finds nothing but net. And it's a 5-point lead for the Valencia Vikings, but then it's answered right back by Joey Frederick.
And that's where he ought to be taking his shots, right around the rim.
Bennett for three. Misses the bottom half, but there's Tredick to mop it up afterwards. Tanner Tredick averaged 1.5 points a game, but better than 6 rebounds, and he got 1 of each. A score and a rebound on that possession. This is Buchignani from a long ways out for 3. No good. Kelfer gets the rebound. Quickly down the court to Lonnie Jackson. Count the bucket, and Jackson's going to go to the line to shoot for the 3-point play.
You know, Tanner Tredick is a good story. His father, Scott, is in the Hall of Fame here at Saugus, one of their great outstanding guards we talked about in the history of the program. His son now playing at Valencia against his dad's alma mater. Kind of an interesting story.
It's got to be a little bit bittersweet for him here tonight. But just as they were talking to Archie Manning, a New Orleans Saints quarterback for so many years, a mainstay of Louisiana, who's he going to root for, the Saints or the Colts? He said, I got to go with my boy.
Yeah, and what is it, blood's thicker than water, and you always got to do that. And I'm sure he has some emotions about you're going to favor your family before you favor anybody else.
Timeout was called by Derek Ballard for the Saugus Centurions. He's in his 2nd year as the head coach for the Saugus Centurions. And to reiterate my point from pregame, this is a big game. And he knows it. His players know it. And they're expecting nothing but everything to be laid out on the court tonight for the Saugus Centurions in this game, as well as you can expect that from the Vikings.
Well, I think the Centurions need to change their strategy a little bit. Lonnie Jackson's having his way with them here tonight so far, and they're going to have to do something about that.
Jackson missing the free throw. Tredick pulled down the rebound and then tried to throw it off of one of the Centurions, but the ball hit the baseline instead. So Saugus will get the ball. And look at this, with 4:49 to play in the first quarter, a full court press being put on by the Valencia Vikings. And it's almost creating a turnover. In fact, it does create another turnover. Have been committed in the first 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this game by the Saugus Centurions.
Yeah, the Centurions don't like the pace.
Long 3 for Lonnie Jackson, no good, but there's Tredick once again, the offensive board. His shot was blocked by Joey Frederick, trying to get it out, and it's going to be Jackson to Kelfer. And now Kelfer's going to say, let's set our stuff up and run it.
They're playing the zone now, the Centurions.
Jackson, Tredick, and he's going to try to hand the ball off to Davis. I don't think Davis was expecting it.
Well, and what's happening is, you're talking about guys that aren't accustomed to scoring, overpassing, getting a little nervous around the basket. Doesn't look like it's flowing very well for them tonight, especially when Jackson's taking most of the shots.
Yeah, that's certainly an element.
Yes.
4 other guys on the court besides Jackson. There's another turnover. This one knocked away by Tredick. He feeds Bennett, and he's going to have the shot blocked. And Frederick is turning around going, what are you kidding me? That was all ball, but Marvin Nudell is going to say he got more hand than ball.
Well, that's icing on the cake when the Vikings can get in a transition game and one of their players that doesn't necessarily accustomed to scoring gets a shot block, and the official calls a foul. Kind of bailed them out here, puts them at the line.
Brandon Bennett at the line. He is the Valencia Vikings' 2nd leading scorer. He's averaging just a little better than 6 points a game. From the free throw line, shooting just 40%, but he makes the first one.
Yeah, a third of his points will come right here at the foul line.
Missed the second one. Frederick with the rebound. And again, that full court pressure being put on by the Vikings. Jahar Purdy trying to pass his way out of it. Gets it to Frederick. And Kelfer almost came up with a steal, but they're just going to say that he knocked the ball out of bounds. And so the Centurions will be inbounding the ball in their zone.
Well, a lot of times when you can't force the tempo offensively, you want to force it defensively by using pressure on the other team to create a turnover. That's what the Vikings are trying to do.
Engel has the ball knocked away. 5 straight possessions, 5 straight turnovers committed by the Centurions. The layup is good for Tanner Tredick. He now has 4 points, and it's a 10-point lead for the Vikings.
Yeah, with all this double teaming going on from the Centurions, from the Vikings, the Centurions can't run their offense. It just seems to be out of control.
Kelfer for 3. Can't get it to go, and that's going to be Purdy pulling down the rebound for the Centurions. This is Ian Engel, a 5'9" senior. And we're going to call a carry.
Yeah, I like the Vikings are playing. They're manning and putting pressure on the ball handler, creating problems for the passer. You can't see to make a pass. So they're having trouble negotiating this defense that the Vikings are putting on.
2:50 to play in the first quarter. It's a 10-point lead for the Vikings. And they've got the basketball. This is Jackson. Kelfer. Stevie Sansone back over to Jackson. His 3 attempt no good. Joey Frederick gets the rebound. It's knocked away for the moment by his own player. Frederick, don't know how many rebounds Frederick has in this game, but he has been awesome underneath the boards for the Saugus Centurions.
Yeah, he's almost a one-man wrecking crew on the boards here for them tonight. They're going to need every one of those with a 10-point deficit here in the first quarter.
Jake Kelfer called for the foul. That is his second. Both teams now with 2 team fouls. And now checking in for Max Summer, 6'2" junior, and he's going to check in for Tanner Tredick. Sean Picard with the shot, no good, and we're going to have a whistle on the rebound attempt. And this one's going to go against the Saugus Centurions. James Weiner tabbed with the foul, his first.
Well, they just look a little out of sync. Centurions, they got the wrong guy shooting jump shots, and they turned the ball over too many times, and now you got to deal with Lonnie Jackson.
It's an emotional game. We talked about it, the importance of this game for both sides, but Saugus, I think, certainly feeling it here in their own gym as Jackson gets to that left elbow and puts it in, and now he's in double figures with 11 of the 18 Valencia points.
Well, like I said before, and it'll be a broken record tonight, you can't guard him in this league with one guy. You've got to run a double at him or deny him the ball in some way, because he's just too good. He's too good with the ball against a one-man defense.
David Reynoso. To Engel, top of the key for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Jackson pulls down the rebound for the Vikings. Nice pass underneath, but they're going to call traveling instead by Aaron Spargo. That's the first turnover committed by the Valencia Vikings. They average 16.5 a game.
And it was a beautiful pass. He got it, and he just couldn't handle it, and that's a lot of times what the Vikings have is whether or not the 4 other players on the floor can elevate their game to Lonnie Jackson's level, and sometimes that doesn't happen.
Troy Hamill, 5'9" sophomore, into the game now for the Vikings. This is Jeremy Gatewood, he too a sophomore. A lot of young, great talent. Saugus is loaded with young, great talent. And this ball's going to go, I think it was Gatewood that dribbled the ball on the sideline. So Valencia will get the ball. 7 turnovers in this first quarter committed by the Saugus Centurions.
Yeah, it seems like the Centurions haven't been prepared for this trap along the sidelines.
And now we're going to have a whistle away from the ball.
Well, if you can't guard him, you might as well hold him. And that's what happened there. Purdy grabbed a hold of his jersey coming through the lane.
4th team foul, Purdy's first. Inbound goes to Jackson. He spins around and gets the ball back outside to Summer. That's Summer right there in the left wing. On top to Jackson. He's going to try a 3. Front of the rim, no good. And Purdy battling with Summer for the rebound. And I think they're going to call this one against Summer. Yep, that's going to be the call. Max Summer with his first personal, 3rd here in this first half.
You know, a lot of our viewers might think, you know, Lonnie Jackson's taking maybe 75% of their shots. And is that really team basketball? And if you look at it this way, sometimes his shooting is better. Him shooting the ball from way out is a lot better than somebody shooting close. It's just a higher percentage shot for your team.
He has shot close to a third of all of their shots, 202 to 678 for the entire team. From the left corner, this is going to be Stevie Sansone for three.
If they can get that kind of help, it's going to be a long night for the Centurions, I'll tell you that.
He's a 40% shooter from behind the arc. That's a pretty play, though, by Jahar Purdy as he banks it high off the glass.
The Vikings kind of fell asleep a little bit on that penetration.
6 seconds to go. The lob goes to Lonnie Jackson, and he just a little of it underneath, dunking it, but he does get the ball to fall in. And what a great first quarter for the Valencia Vikings, and in particular for Lonnie Jackson. Jackson scoring 13 points in the first quarter. The Vikings lead by 15, 23-8, second quarter, when we return to SCVTV's presentation of the Foothill League basketball season.
To purchase this game on DVD, call the SCVTV Media Center at 661-251-8820 or send email to info@scvtv.com.
Frank, I understand the city's implemented some great new water-saving projects.
Yes, we have, RJ. The city continues to replace older and less efficient irrigation controllers with smart controllers that use real-time weather information to adjust irrigation schedules to our current weather conditions. Soon, our landscape maintenance district will be installing 3 more smart controllers that can also shut off the city irrigation system if a line should break.
Sounds like some great new technology. Residents can go to clwa.org and get some ideas on how they can do their part.
Mom! Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Hi, I'm Anna Lee Bretthauer, an English teacher at Rio Norte Junior High School, and you're watching SCVTV, local television for Santa Clarita.
What is your problem, man?
You're welcome.
What the heck is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Don't give me that. All right. What's going on here, fellas?
The missile was about to hit the school. I just acted as fast as I could.
That doesn't change the fact that I don't have a car anymore. Who just throws a person's car at a missile?
You're serious?
Yeah. Who's going to pay for my car?
I guess I could.
Do you even have a real job?
Yes.
Do you have insurance?
I saw the whole thing. Call me.
Saugus High School, game 5 of the 10-game Foothill League basketball season. And the Saugus Centurions trailing the Valencia Vikings by 15 as we get the second quarter underway. And the pass from Troy Hamill, trying to get it to Jackson. I don't know if that was a situation where Hamill was trying to pass it to where he thought Jackson was going to end up.
No, I think the pass actually went to Aaron Spargo, but he turned his back on it.
Bucagnani's shot is blocked down underneath, but the rebound pulled down by Grisante, kicking it out to Gatewood. His three-pointer no good. The rebound coming down to Stevie Sansone. Jackson to Spargo, swinging the ball. Sansone for 3. No good, last touch by the Vikings, and so the ball will go to the Saugus Centurions.
You know, the Centurions are almost glad when somebody else other than Lonnie Jackson takes a shot, because it's likely it's going in if he shoots it in, whereas the other kids, it's a 50-50 proposition.
Michael Zerpoli is into the game for the Valencia Vikings. This is Jahar Purdy for the Centurions.
Look at how high the Centurions are negotiating offense, far away from the basket. I mean, this pressure defense has really pushed them away from the basket, a lot farther out than they wanted.
Troy Hamill called for the foul, his first, the team's fourth. Both teams with 4 team fouls as we're just inside of 7 minutes to play in the first half. Purdy gets to the left corner, left elbow, excuse me. Shot no good. Rebound come down by Sansone. Jackson pulls up from 15 feet and pretty shot for Lonnie Jackson.
Looks like stealing right now with him. He's having no problems negotiating this defense by the Centurions.
15 points now for Jackson. Jeremy Gatewood, 5'10" sophomore, giving the ball to Purdy, the senior, the running right-hander, missing everything. And Zerpoli pulls it down, gets it to Spargo. Jackson to Spargo, kicking it out. Hamill to Zerpoli. Can't get the ball to go, battle for the rebound. They're going to say that the Vikings last touched the basketball.
See, and that's a perfect example of what I was talking about. The Vikings got the ball, the shot around the basket, 2 feet out, and they missed a pretty easy conversion there. Whereas Lonnie Jackson, if he's facing up a defender, I like his chance.
12 straight layups in the first half against Canyon on Friday night. The Vikings missed. Gatewood, Purdy, got it.
And the Vikings better pay attention to him.
And then shot blocked back on the other side by Joey Frederick. It's a 2-on-1 break. Gatewood lays it in.
See, and this is what happens when you rely on one guy to score most of your points and other guys aren't making shots. It puts the other team in transition.
Jackson can't go. Frederick gets the rebound. It's a 13-point difference, 5:20 to play in the first half. Frederick for 3. Jackson gets the rebound. Lonnie Jackson, pretty job. No bucket, no bucket. Charging is the call.
No, I'm not too bad one. He had his inside shoulder beyond the defender there. My good friend Marvin Nudell, I'm not sure he saw that one right.
In fact, Jackson even having a little word with Marvin Nudell, trying to get an understanding of just what he saw.
He wasn't set in there at all. It's just, you know, it was a bad call. And I love Marvin Nudell immensely, but he missed that one.
John Hong into the game. Gives the ball off to Gatewood. Bucanyani. That ball's going to be knocked away. This is Kelfer. Gatewood racing down with him. The miss by Kelfer. The follow-up by Jackson.
See, and Kelfer had the ball. He's a right-hander, and he took the ball to the left side. That's why he missed that. 17
points for Jackson. This is Picard for 3. No good. Bennett gets the rebound for the Vikings. 15-point lead. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Spargo losing control of the ball for the moment, but is good. Spargo's wide open. Missed. Jeremy Gatewood with the rebound.
Spargo needs to get his hands on the ball on the rebound, not on the shot.
Hong for 3. That ball is missed. This is Jake Kelfer.
They're running staggered screens to try to get Lonnie Jackson open.
Jackson with the ball. Inside to Spargo. Gives it back off to Jackson. Drives to draw the foul. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You know what people don't understand is he's facing a tremendously intense defender because he knows he can beat him if he doesn't guard him. And he takes a beating, you know. He hasn't been out of the game yet. You have to be in very good condition to withstand the things that he's getting in the game.
So Jackson to the line to shoot 2, makes the first. Zach Davis checks back in, as does Tanner Tredick. They're going to replace Aaron Spargo and Michael Zerpoli. Ian Engel now checks into the game for the Saugus Centurions to replace Jeremy Gatewood.
You got a small backcourt for the Centurions. Let's see if that makes any difference.
Jackson makes the second one. He is now 2 of 3 from the free throw line. 19 points.
Well, it made a difference right there.
Yes, it sure did.
Yeah, there was no way he was getting that back to the middle of the court. Couldn't see over the player.
8 turnovers committed by the Centurions. And again, it's worth noting, during the course of the season, they average a little better than 11. And that is the second turnover committed by the Vikings. And Kelfer almost creates a turnover again. Nice hustle play by Jake Kelfer, the junior for Valencia. This is Ian Engel on top to Reynoso, right wing to Hong. Centurions right now content with passing the ball around the perimeter. Frederick thinks of 3. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Reynoso, I don't think he's aware of the shot clock. And that ball's knocked away by Kelfer. And we're going to have a shot clock violation against the Saugus Centurions.
You know, interestingly enough, the leading scorer for the Centurions, Bukinyani, he hasn't been in this quarter for the last 4 minutes. It's kind of interesting how you would keep your leading scorer off the floor. So.
Yeah, and he has nothing yet in the scorebook.
Right.
The inbound goes to Zach Davis, and he's going to get fouled as soon as he touches the basketball. Foul's going to be called against John Hong. It'll be his first personal. 6th team foul committed by Saugus. Inside of 3 minutes now to play in the first half as the inbound goes to Jackson. He misses the shot, and he puts it back up and gets fouled, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Coach Ballard's got to not like that defense. Lonnie Jackson was able to catch the ball in the lane right around the rim, miss the shot, and then get his own rebound and get fouled. That's not paying attention if you're the Centurions around the basket.
Sean Picard credited with the foul as Jackson makes the first of his 2 free throws.
You know, if you're going to pay attention to anybody, it's Lonnie Jackson around the basket. So there's really no excuse for that.
And he now has 21 points in this first half. Here's Frederick. Count the bucket. Count the bucket. Joey Fred the line.
Well, I think that's where they need to go. If they're going to leave Bukinyani on the bench, Joey Frederick's the guy that's got to start heating up here if the Centurions expect to get back in the game.
And he makes it. He is now the leading scorer for the Centurions with 7 points. Jahar Purdy with 6 and Jeremy Gatewood with 2. Those 3 players are the players that have scored for the Centurions. This is Zach Davis, the turnaround. No good. Picard pulls down the rebound for the Centurions.
And it's almost like Lonnie Davis rests when everybody else shoots. That's when he gets his rest.
Engel drives, kicks it to Picard, to Hong, to Reynoso. And then a steal. This is Tredick. Fakes the pass, and he's going to get fouled. August crowd think that Ian Engel positioned himself well for a charge, but instead they're going to call the foul against Ian Engel.
Yeah, that's, you know, I don't want to allow the officials to have an out or a cop out, but you know that is the hardest call to make in basketball. The block charge foul is you know you're never going to get it right, you're never going to get it wrong. One of those kind of things. It's different for every play. What you see and what they see sometimes is 2 different things. And if you get it, you're happy. If you don't, you're not very happy.
Tanner Tredick comes into this game 12 of 13 from the free throw line on the season, and he has missed both.
His dad was a great free throw shooter when he played, so I'm sure they're going to have some discussion when they get home.
2 minutes to play in the first half. It's a 16-point lead for the Valencia Vikings. John Hong to Picard. This is Frederick in the shoot it from over there. Hong. Reynoso to Frederick. Picard. In and out, no good. Struggle for the basketball, and Jackson's going to win that battle. Here's Lonnie, running right-hander. 23 points for Lonnie Jackson.
It's just one of those nights for him. He's just on fire.
This is all in the first half. And Bennett creating a hassle for Ian Engel. We're going to have a whistle and a foul. And I think this one's going to go against the Saugus Centurions. It is. It's going to be Joey Frederick with the foul.
You know, as I see Saugus substituting in mass here, you know, I recall a lot of times when things aren't going your way, you take out the whole starting lineup and you say, you guys need to sit down. You're not doing it. And I think that's what he did. He went with, you know, primarily bench personnel for a long time to make a point. And look what happens. You get way behind, and now you put the starters back in. It might be too late.
1-and-1 opportunity for Brandon Bennett, and he's going to miss it. And there's Joey Frederick with yet another rebound. There's Purdy. Has that ball knocked away, but Bucagnani picks up. Centurions have committed 10 turnovers in this first half.
You know, what I call the Centurions are in that too much offense mode. Too interested in running your offense and not enough interest in scoring.
And there's Purdy with the shot. No good. Kelfer gets the rebound. We're inside of a minute to go in the first half. This is Kelfer to Bennett in the corner. Ryan Russ for three. Got it.
Wow. And Lonnie Jackson's out, so it'll be interesting to see how.
Ryan Russ makes his third three-pointer of the year. Gives the lead now to the Vikings of 21. And we're going to have a whistle back on the other side as a foul is going to be called against Ryan Russ. And that is the 7th team foul. And so going to the line for the 1-and-1 will be Jahar Purdy.
Yeah, the Vikings have decided to give Lonnie Jackson a little rest in the last minute of the second quarter. Probably a good idea.
Purdy makes the first one. 25 points in the first half. I think you've done a pretty good job.
But I bet you if you had asked him if he wanted to come out, he would have said no.
Purdy's a 75% free throw shooter. Did I jinx him?
Yes,
that's on me.
That's on you.
21 seconds. This is Kelfer. Over to Tredick. Oh, we're going to have a whistle, and it's going to be traveling.
See, that's my old idea that the last shot usually becomes the last turnover, or the last brick, or the last bad shot.
Well, your philosophy is 21 seconds. That's 2 possessions for you.
Yeah, you get the next best shot.
Bucagnani for three. Can't get it to go, and the shot will not count even if it goes in. 20-point lead for the Valencia Vikings, behind 25 points from Lonnie Jackson. And they lead the Saugus Centurions 36-16 at halftime. Greg and I will be right back to look at first half statistics and a bit of analysis and perhaps some conversation when we return on SCVTV's presentation of Foothill League basketball.
To purchase this game on DVD, call the SCVTV Media Center at 661-251-8820 or send email to info@scvtv.com.
We Americans are always at our best when we hear and heed the cries of others.
When confronted with massive human suffering, Americans have always stepped up and answered the call to help.
But there's never been anything on a scale of human tragedy in our own hemisphere, like what we're now witnessing in Haiti.
Today, President Clinton and I are joining together to appeal to you with real urgency.
Give now, and lives will be saved. Thank you.
Thank you.
For too long now, Simple has had a really bad rap. Keep it simple, stupid? I mean, Simple didn't stupid when it grew up. Simple had goals. Simple had focus. Simple had a purpose, an important purpose. And then we have simple-minded people and a simple life. And suddenly simple is a ditz. Well, no more. Simple is back, and it's time that people appreciate just how great simple is. California has a new tax filing program, and it's simply perfect. It's called Ready Return. It takes tax information that's already on file, and it completes the forms for you. And the extra bonus, it's free. So, yeah, simple is back. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Ready Return.
Hi, I'm Gloria Mercado Fortine, reminding you to thank Santa Clarita Valley and watch SCVTV.
I care about kids going in the right direction.
I care about being a positive role model. We care about making our community a safer place to live.
We care about a career that makes a difference.
We work for the LA County Probation Department.
If you care, call or apply online at probation.lacounty.gov.
Halftime here at Saugus High School, where the Valencia Vikings have a 20-point lead, 36-16 over the Saugus Centurions. And for the Valencia Vikings, that young man right there, number 20, it's been his show. I said it earlier in the first half, 25 points. It's 23 points, but still.
Yeah, but still, he's just taking over tonight. Saugus has no answer for him, especially in a straight man-to-man. They haven't done a very good job of denying him the ball, and when he gets it, he's just too quick out for them. You know, if they want to get back in the game, they may have to change that. And now they may not think they're capable of doing any kind of gimmick defense, but the teams that have been successful against Valencia have run gimmick defenses at them. So, I mean, you know, if you're a coach, you want to try everything to allow your team the best chance to win. So we'll see if they make some adjustment. They were in the locker room an awfully long time.
The Centurions just now coming out of the locker room. They didn't even get a chance to do a little shoot around at their end. And by the way, you talked about the two teams that have had success against the Valencia Vikings, and those have been the last two games. Golden Valley defeated the Vikings, as did the Canyon Cowboys on Friday night. Golden Valley winning 75-68. Canyon winning it 59-53. And in both of those games, they were able to limit Jackson, the average points in those two games.
Yeah, and then, you know, you'll never want to do something. If something works, you want to try it. And Saugus has not done that tonight.
Joey Frederick getting double teamed. Jump ball is going to be the call, and the possession arrow will favor the Valencia Vikings.
You know, to me, the Centurions, they don't seem to be using that intensity that their coach talked about with regards to the importance of this game when he talked to you earlier.
Here's Jackson. He's going to have the ball stripped away by Jahar Purdy. And Purdy's going to take it himself, draw the foul. Now, was it in the act of shooting, or was it on the floor? The foul is going to be called against Jake Kelfer, and it is in the act of shooting. So for Kelfer, that is his third personal foul, and of course the first here in this second half.
Well, you know, we talked about Lonnie Jackson and his ability to score. What a great all-around game that he has. But that last possession showed where he needs some work, and that's in the weight room. You know, he drove to the basket. He got stripped very easily. Now I think he's going to do that as he gets older. He's going to get stronger, and but that's the only part of his game that's lacking right now, and we like his future.
Tanner Tredick pulling down the rebound. There's Jackson with Frederick in his face. Tredick gets the rebound. That shot misses. Davis gets the rebound. That shot misses. And then finally Bennett pulls it down. So 4 opportunities for the Vikings, and another opportunity. 5 on this possession. Jackson for 3 again, still missing. The Vikings come up with nothing on that possession. And then Gatewood has Jackson landing on top of him.
Didn't seem to be any issues there between the players. That's always a good thing.
So for Jake Kelfer, that is his 4th personal foul. Gatewood going to the line to shoot 2, and he's going to make the first one.
Well, Kelfer's one of those type of guards that's real pesky and gets after the dribbler and tries to play really good defenses. That's what keeps him in the game at only 5'8", but he's overly aggressive tonight.
So Troy Hamill checks into the game for the Valencia Vikings. Gatewood missing the second one. The Centurions are 4 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. They're a 70% shooting team from the free throw line. And we have all kinds of contact away from the basketball. And now we're going to have another whistle. And you know what, this might be well after the fact. They may be deciding to make up for this one, because collided with Jackson and threw him down.
Well, he pushed him a few times before that call, and maybe that's the strategy now that the Saugus Centurions are going to use. They're going to try to get physical with him, as we've seen in the past. You know, teams trying to get physical with him, and maybe that's their strategy.
Well, Purdy's going to be called for his second foul, and then we're going to have an offensive foul as the screen was set by Tredick, and it absolutely decked Purdy. And I don't know if that's a little bit of a payback since Purdy was playing pretty hard on Jackson. The coaching staff, though, for Valencia does not like the call.
No, sometimes the sound of the play is a little worse than the play itself, and officials react to the sound.
Ball skips through the hands of Frederick, and then he's going to commit the foul.
See, the frustration of the Centurions is starting to come out now.
And for Joey Frederick, that is a personal foul. 6:25 to play in the third quarter, so Joey Frederick's going to have a seat on the bench as Sean Picard checks into the game now.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for the Centurions to come back without Joey Frederick on the floor.
18-point lead for the Vikings. Bennett to Davis to Jackson. And Jackson's going to kick it, and it's going to go out of bounds.
See, that's another example. He had the ball on the dribble, and he just wasn't physical enough to maintain control.
And he turned to his coach there and said, "They're pushing me."
Yeah, well, get used to that, son.
There's Bucagnani driving, and this one's going to go against Bucagnani. That's going to be a charge.
That's a great play by Tredick to set up that charge in the lane there. He saw it coming from a mile away and went over and set it early, and that's why he got the call.
Second personal foul against Bucagnani. We've only played 2 minutes and 10 seconds here in the second half. Both teams with 3 team fouls.
See, Purdy's getting picked all over the place by the other Vikings trying to get Lonnie Jackson open.
Zach Davis is going to be fouled on his shot. And the foul is going to be called against John Grisanti. That would be his first personal.
You know, I think Purdy is a quality player, but he might not have the height. And I want to say why that's important, because when Jackson leaves the floor on a jump shot, he's not going to be there with him. If he was his size, he'd be able to get up with him on jump shots. So we'll see how that goes, but he's doing a good job of hustling, trying to prohibit him from scoring.
Zach Davis making both of the free throws. This is Bucagnani, the right-hander, is good. For Bucagnani, the leader coming into this game for the Saugus Centurions, that's his first points of the game, and they come with 5.5 to play in the third quarter. And the pass going skipping through the hands of Tredick. 7 turnovers committed by the Valencia Vikings now.
See, and this is the strategy that you want to use when you play the Valencia Vikings. Limit Lonnie Jackson's touches and make the other players pass the ball, catch the ball, and shoot the ball. And they don't do it extremely well unless he's scoring his points, and they get open. So that's something to watch here. You know, 18 points, not very many right now.
Michael Zerpoli has checked into the game for Zach Davis as Purdy loses control of his footing, and the ball goes out of bounds. 12 turnovers now for the Centurions. Here's Jackson. And Jackson's going to draw the foul.
And the fans are trying to get involved here and trying to get into the head of the Lonnie Jackson to get him out of his game. I mean, you know, you use any strategy you can use. Some people flip out when the crowd is not on your side. And he seems to be handling that part of it okay. You know, Dave, I don't know how a guy with 24 points in basically a half can be overrated, but Centurion fans disagree with me.
He's now got 25 points. Well, Lonnie Jackson has outscored the Centurions.
Yeah.
And now the Valencia fans chanting MVP, and that may be a little bit more accurate. Here's Purdy from the left elbow. Can't get a shot to go, and there's Jackson pulling down the rebound.
This is where he's dangerous.
Nice pass down inside, and instead the kick out to Sansone for three, and that is perfect. Stevie Sansone has hit 2 3-pointers in this game. He's a 40% shooter from behind the arc, and it's the biggest lead of the night for the Vikings, 23 points with 4:20 to play in the third. Purdy dribbling the baseline, and he's going to draw the foul. And that looks like it's going to be against Max Summer.
You know, Purdy is a lot stronger than you think. I mean, he's built pretty well, and he's pretty strong. You know, he's just not very tall, but he's got a nice build there. And
he's a Saugus guard.
Yeah.
This is what they've had over the years. And here's another good one in Buchignani. Buchignani is doing battle with Tredick. And Tredick lobbying to Marvin Nudell. Okay, he's hooking me with his other arm. Marvin's going, that's interesting, against you.
Yeah, it's, you know, every high school kid I know has never fouled anybody.
No. Here's Picard for three. And he's going to miss everything. Buchignani pulls down the rebound, and we're going to have another quick whistle. This is... This one's going to go against Max Summer again. That will be his third, the team's sixth already. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Valencia has committed 6 team fouls. Saugus 5 as Buchignani launches a three. The rebound comes down to Tredick.
Getting a little more physical than it was in the first half. And, you know, I bet you that's what they talked about in the Centurion locker room at halftime. You guys need to play a little harder if you expect to win this game.
Well, this second half certainly is going to be spent, a lot of it, in the from the free throw line. Here's Jackson. The foul.
I'm telling you, there's not a guy in a white uniform right now that can guard him one-on-one. It just isn't. And although Purdy's doing an admirable job, you know, with his skills, he can't guard him one-on-one.
Jackson tonight is 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Make it 7 of 8.
Yeah, that's what, you know, you have the complete package when you are such a great scorer like he is from the perimeter and on penetration. And then he can make all of his free throws. I mean, it's almost like an offensive machine.
So Lonnie Jackson is giving the Valencia Vikings a 25-point lead. Purdy dribbling, he's got a 3-on-1 break, gives it to Buchignani, missing the layup. Down the court, here's Sansone, off the glass, too hard. He gets the rebound, and we're going to have an offensive foul against the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings should have converted on that. That was almost a 3-on-1 situation, and to miss the 2-footer, that's what we talked about. You know, sometimes Jackson guarded shooting is better than some of these other guys on the team. And I don't want to downgrade the players on the Valencia Vikings team. They're just not at his skill level.
And perhaps a problem, too, becomes when those other players start to rely more on Lonnie.
Yeah, they're not used to assuming a role, a specific offensive role. It's to get him the ball, and that would be a good coach's strategy to get a guy like him the ball. So when the players know that's the strategy, they're trying to do that.
1-on-1 situation, 7th team foul. Sean Picard to the line for the 1-and-1, and that's a nice play, getting the rebound for the Saugus Centurion. Another one is Picard. The first one was David Reynoso. Picard follows up and puts the ball into the hoop. This is Jackson for three, but tracking down the rebound is Tredick. Hamill gets to the baseline. Reynoso's all over him. Inside Tredick. Tredick off the glass. Can't get it to go. Ball's knocked out, picked up by Jahar Purdy. Purdy taking it the length. Can't get the friendly roll. But a rebound pulled down by James Weiner. Gives it back to Purdy. His shot no good. Tredick gets the rebound for the Vikings.
The Vikings are doing a good job following in missed shots, but they can't convert.
Here's Sansone for three. Card gets the rebound.
You know, those shots hurt less when you have a 20-something point lead like the Vikings. You can deal with missed shots from way out, especially from other players when they have a 20-point lead.
2:15 to play in the third. 23-point lead for the Valencia Vikings. This is Sean Picard to Ian Engel. Engel to Reynoso. Reynoso gave up on the play, but not giving up on the play that time was James Weiner. Weiner was able to save it from going out of bounds, and it sailed over the head of Reynoso, who wasn't even paying attention to the play.
Yeah, and you know, there's a saying in basketball: what your team's built to do. And Saugus's team is not built to make comebacks. They don't supply a lot of pressure. They run their deliberate style offense, and they're just not accustomed to having to come back from 20 points. That's just not what they do. And with Frederick out of the game, he's in the game now, but with him out of the game, they have no inside presence, and it's very difficult for them to put up a fight here.
Full court to Jackson. He gives the ball to Sansone. He's going to get fouled. And Stevie Sansone is going to go to the line for that three-point play, and I think Joey Frederick has just fouled out of the game. And you can see the frustration on his face.
Wow. He just was in the game for about 20 seconds. And it's only the third quarter. He's going to be unavailable for the whole fourth quarter for the Centurions. And they haven't told him yet that it's 5.
And he's still looking like, wait a minute, what?
Somebody from the table here needs to tell the officials that he has 5 fouls.
And he's still not believing it.
Yeah, I don't even think he realizes it.
So Sansone to the line to try to convert the three-point play, and he does. Sansone with 9 points in this game. And it's a 26-point lead. That's the biggest for the Valencia Vikings in this game. Hong is just getting hassled by Lonnie Jackson, and they're going to call Jackson with the foul.
Well, Hong is facing a trap up there high. He needs to get rid of the ball instead of trying to dribble and attack it. That way, you know, when you're that short, no offense, because I played short too when I was playing, but you can't dribble yourself into trouble. That's the mentality. Stay out of trouble.
1-and-1 for Hong, and he misses. Weiner battling to get the rebound, and he does convert it, or pick it up. Ian Engel for three. Can't go. Weiner getting another big rebound on the offensive glass. And Engel putting up another three, and this time he's going to launch it and make it.
Yeah, Coach Collins of Valencia can't be happy with the fail to box out by the Vikings.
Sansone for three. Nothing but net on the shot for Stevie Sansone. 12 points.
And there's a little talking going on between the two shooters.
Here's Engel, losing control of the dribble. Sansone picks it up. 13th turnover committed by the Saugus Centurions. Inside of 1 minute now to play in the third. Jackson, left elbow, gets the friendly roll.
Shooter's touch.
29 points for Lonnie Jackson in this game. Engel for three. That one's going to be short. Tredick gets the rebound for the Vikings. 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. Jackson is going to take it, and they're going to get called for traveling.
And Lonnie Jackson's calling for a sub. This is a little exciting.
So Ryan Russ is going to come into the game. Jackson's going to have a seat for the final 27 seconds of the third quarter. He scored 29 points.
That's what seems to be their strategy. You know, bench him in the last minute of the periods.
Engel for three. drains it. Nothing but net. Second time this quarter for Ian Engel. Sansone's going to try a three. Can't get it. Hong gets the rebound. 10 seconds.
Kind of a forced shot there.
Grisandi. Gatewood. Engel. He's been money from over here. That one's going to be short. Tredick gets the rebound. And he's not going to get a shot off. So that's the end of the third quarter. 53-28. Valencia with the lead over the Centurions. The fourth quarter when we return to SCVTV's presentation of Foothill League basketball.
To purchase this game, call the SCVTV Media Center at 661-251-8820 or send email to info@scvtv.com.
Drugs is a price on top of a price. You pay for it with money. You pay for something you could have had, then you pay for it out of your life.
Heroin will kill you and crack will bring you to your knees. And crack brought me to my knees.
I'm gonna stay with the program of recovery, and I'm not gonna give up. I'm just not gonna give up.
Hi everybody, I'm Rick Chambers reminding you to think Santa Clarita Valley and watch SCVTV.
Hello. Yes, can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available?
Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo.
Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg.
I use a wheelchair. It's gone. Not available. All right. Thank you.
Yes, hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Really?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been a victim because of your race, color, national origin, sex, religion, disability, or family status, call us. Fair housing. It's not an option. It's the law.
So the Saugus Centurions trying to get all fired up as their, I don't know what you would call him, Tommy Kister. SCVTV.
Yeah. I like him.
Oh, that's job.
There you go.
Well done. Well done indeed. Back to the action. Buchignani. Nice shot. What a play. Brad Buchignani, just a junior. Very athletic play. Count the bucket, and he's going to go to the line.
It was almost like he drew the contact and then, you know, decided to shoot it when he heard the whistle. Great thought process in that play.
13 points on the season as his average, a little better than 13 points, nearly 5 rebounds, and he's a 73% shooter from the line. That's his first free throw of the game. He makes it, and he has 5 points in this one. And Centurions now with full court pressure. Ryan Russ in the corner, and he just pushes off. And boy, you could see that one a mile away. Everyone saw that one.
You know, I've had players in the past that have done that. It's almost like, you know, it's like a bug's in the, you know, when you're in your head and you just want to, it's like, get off of me. You can't do that.
Buchignani, a long three, top of the key, and he drains it. Brad Buchignani saying, all right, guys, let's go. Fourth quarter.
Get on my back.
19-point lead now for Valencia. Sansone. Hamill inside to Davis. Spargo, no good. Purdy came up with a rebound and it's stolen by Davis. Davis first looking to shoot, or pass, then shoot. Gets the ball to Spargo, who makes the shot.
Yeah, and this lineup here is for the Vikings just to hang on until Lonnie the Sheriff comes back in.
Purdy. The fadeaway, no good. Rebound comes down to Hamill. Hamill gives it to Russ, who lays it in. Ryan Russ is a 6'1" senior. He's got points in this game. Gatewood can't get the ball to go. Spargo gets the rebound for the Vikings. 6:20 now to play in the game. There's Davis, wide open, under the basket. Great pass from Sansone.
You know, the Centurions are not doing a very good job of, one, converting at the other end, and two, defending the transition game of the Vikings. It's a lot easier to run off of a rebound than it is off a made basket.
Bucagnani for three. Can't go. Spargo gets the rebound. So the Centurions are getting one and done on their offensive end. And then a steal for the Centurions. This is Gatewood. Purdy. Too hard. But Gatewood's right there to get the rebound, and then he's going to get fouled. I think this one's going to go against Aaron Spargo. Yep. That'll be Spargo's first personal foul. Gatewood to the line to shoot 2. Tonight, he is 1 of 2. And the Centurions are 5 of 9, 6 of 10 now from the free throw line. And on the season, they're a 70% shooting team. Valencia is a 78% shooting team from the free throw line.
Well, when you have a guy by the name of Lonnie Jackson shooting most of the foul shots, that's what's going to happen.
And he's made 87%.
Yeah, not only does he shoot a good percentage, he shoots most of them.
Right. Centurions with the full court pressure. And it creates a turnover. That's James Weiner. 11 turnovers for the Vikings. Bucagnani, long 2. Can't get it to go. Weiner battling underneath, gets the rebound, can't get the putback.
They've done a good job, the Centurions, on second shots. They just haven't been able to convert them.
And specifically, James Weiner has been fantastic coming off the bench, pulling down offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they've done a great job in that area, but it's all for naught when you can't convert.
Davis kicking out top to Zerpoli. To Jackson. Jackson just being hassled by Weiner right there. And I think they're going to call Weiner for the foul. No basket. Foul occurred before Jackson turned to get the shot off. Foul is going to be called against Weiner, his second personal. The 8th team foul, so Lonnie Jackson will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to do what the guys that are assigned to Lonnie Jackson are doing. I mean, you got to chase him all over the place. You got to make sure he doesn't catch it. And then when he catches it, you got to guard him, which is almost impossible. And then if he gets by you, you got to foul him because he's going to go to the basket. And then he's going to make the free throw. So it's kind of an impossible task.
He's 10 of 11 from the line, 31 points. Lonnie Jackson in this game as Engel launches a 3, no good. But look at Weiner, another offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's one area tonight that the Vikings can't be in favor of.
Brandon Bennett the steal, and he's going to get fouled on the other end by Bucagnani. That'll be his 3rd personal foul for Brad Bucagnani. And Brandon Bennett will go to the line. He's 1 of 3 tonight from the free throw line. It's his only point of the game, and he's missing that one. So Bennett, a little frustrated, pounding the ball into the boards.
Well, how many points does Lonnie Jackson have tonight?
31.
31, half, almost points. Can you say what the difference is?
You're forcing me to do a lot of math here all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
26 points is the difference. And Weiner going with Zerpoli. And Weiner ends up on his backside, and they're going to say that the Vikings were the last to touch the basketball.
Yeah, I thought that Weiner touched the ball last, and I think because he took a fall, they gave him the ball out of bounds.
Buchignani, little hesitation, then drives in, left-hander, no good. Zerpoli gets the rebound for the Vikings. Kelfer trying an alley-oop. Nice pass.
Nice
back from Jackson to Zach Davis.
Yeah, good players know where they are on the floor at all times, and he was.
And then Buchignani launches up a three. Second that he's made in this second half. He's got 11 points.
He was able to react at the other end. Some good players in this game tonight.
25-point lead for the Vikings inside of 4 minutes to play in the game. And Ian Engel knocking that ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and I'm seeing Lonnie Jackson. I think he knows the outcome is in their favor at this point, and I don't think he's necessarily working as hard as he was earlier to get open.
And we're going to have a timeout called by the Valencia Vikings, stopping the clock with 3:44 to play in the game, and the Vikings leading by 25. Their officials tonight, right there, that's marvelous Marvin Nudell, and if Chandler can push in tight enough, we'll see the pink whistle that Marvin is wearing. Both officials tonight, Marvin Nudell and Bobby Rappaport, wearing pink whistles in support of breast cancer awareness. And the officials this last week of January wearing those pink whistles.
Yeah, there's a big movement in our business in basketball to bring awareness to people. There's a Coaches versus Cancer weekend games next weekend where coaches wear tennis shoes with their suits. They call it sneakers and suits, and that's a demonstration that they're about, you know, to bring awareness to cancer and be tested and so on and so forth. In the women's game, it comes in February, where you'll see a lot of teams wearing pink uniforms and pink socks, et cetera, et cetera.
So when will you be sporting the pink tennis shoes with your tie?
I think the first week of February for me. I get involved in both because I'm involved with the National Association of Basketball Coaches, which, you know, is primarily a men's organization. And I wear shirts that says Coaches versus Cancer. My staff and I will wear shirts for a game in another week, and then the pink thing is something new.
Foul called against Sean Picard. It is his third. Jackson to the line, making the first of the 2 free throws. Both teams now in the double bonus when it comes to team fouls. 27-point lead, 3:35 to play in the game. Of course, my partner here, if you're not familiar, Greg Herrick, the women's basketball coach at College of the Canyons. As Gatewood launches up a three, the shot is no good. And we'll have a whistle, and someone's going to be going to the line to shoot two. The whistle is going to be called against Valencia's Michael Zerpoli. That will be his first personal foul.
You know, the Centurions just didn't have any rhythm tonight. They weren't shooting the ball extremely well from the perimeter, and that's usually their mainstay on offense, running their deliberate motion offense, and they were their perimeter shots, which put Valencia in transition most of the night, and just from the start, it just wasn't a good night for them.
John Grisanti making both of his free throws. He's a 73% shooter as well. Not bad for a big guy, 6'5" senior John Grisanti. There's Spargo high off the glass. That's a smart play because streaking in was Sean Picard, and Picard would have been able to block the shot had Spargo not put it up high off the glass.
Well, that was Lonnie Jackson getting rid of the ball in a double team and started that whole scenario.
Spargo with 4 points. This foul is going to go against the Centurions, though. This is Kelfer to Bennett. To Jackson, inside of 3 minutes now to play in the game. Spargo again over Grisanti, and Spargo with 6 points. And it's now a 29-point Valencia lead. Here's Grisanti getting Spargo off his feet, and he puts it in. Nice play for John Grisanti. 4 points in the books for him. And Centurions still working the full court pressure. And some of the Saugus crowd thinking that Jake Kelfer stepped on the midcourt line, but no call. Bennett. Now the ball goes inside to Davis. Spargo from the free throw line. He's got nothing but net. I'll tell you what, Aaron Spargo, last 3 possessions, he's been money in the bank for the Valencia Vikings.
Well, somebody doesn't seem to be guarding him.
Buchignani. Kelfer gets the rebound. Inside of 2 minutes now to play in the game. Bennett for 3. No good. Grisane trying to get the rebound, and it is controlled by the Centurions. Purdy, nice play going through 3 different Valencia Vikings players. And Jahar Purdy now with 10 points.
Yeah, he's pretty strong on that play, like we said earlier. He's a little more physical than you think.
A timeout called by the Valencia Vikings with 1:27 to play in the game. And they are leading by 27. Yeah, 27, 72 to 45. Interesting time to call a timeout.
Well, you know, you're right. And if I was Saugus, I'd be a little upset about it. You know, you have a big lead like this. What's timeout? You might want to get a guy in. I don't know what the scenario was on the sub situation. But what you're more concerned about is the way you played tonight. You know, if you tell your team, look, this would bother me.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, this would bother me if we'd have played a lot better. But we haven't played very well tonight, and we want to get this thing over with and forget all about it. So I think you're more concerned with that than you are what the other coach is doing. And, you know, like I said earlier, they just didn't get in any rhythm starting the game. I mean, it was, and they didn't know what to do with Lonnie Jackson. They didn't seem to have a plan other than guarding him man-to-man. And like I said, I don't think that can be done in the Foothill League.
And this is Ryan Russ to Max Summer. Summer is a 6'2" junior. Spargo down inside, turn around, right-hander. Zach Davis right there with the rebound. Spargo gets the rebound, tries a putback, and then Ryan Russ is going to collect the rebound, and the ball is going to touch out of bounds at the baseline as Russ was trying to get it back inside.
Spargo threw up that little baby hook. I think he thought he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a little bit on that play.
And then the ball is knocked out of bounds by Max Summer. So we're inside of a minute to play. We have the Valencia Vikings leading by 27. And now into the game for the Saugus Centurions, Todd Kovler. He's got the ball right there in the shot for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Spargo gets the rebound. Quickly down court to Ryan Russ. And Russ is going to lay it off the glass. Russ now with 7 points. And traveling is going to be the call. Sean Young getting tabbed with that.
Well, that's always the way. You know, when everything's going wrong, it's just the wheels come off, and you can't even get it right in the last minute.
Hamill trying to get the ball to Max Summer, throws that one away as well. Stopping the clock with 27.2 seconds to play in the game. Kovler for 3. He's got it.
Three-pointer, Todd Kovler.
Todd Kovler makes his second three-pointer of the year. His second shot of the year. Both have been from behind the three-point arc.
He's saying, Coach, I need some more playing time. And
that's going to be the end of the game. The Valencia Vikings go to 3-2 in league play with a 74-48 victory over the Saugus Centurions. Overall, the Vikings now to 16-4, 3-2 in league, as I said. The Centurions dropped to 14-7, 2-3 in league. So it puts that Mendoza line, as you were calling it during our pregame, it means that the Vikings are on top of the line. The Centurions are below the line, so the Vikings are in the top half, the Centurions in the bottom half.
But if I'm those upper echelon teams, Canyon, Golden Valley, or Valencia, I wouldn't just rest on that line, because we saw what West Ranch almost pulled off the other night versus Golden Valley. So there's no time for rest. We haven't seen hard play. They haven't been playing very well as of late, but you never know in these type of games in the Foothill League what can happen. So I would keep my nose to the grindstone if I was those upper teams. And those bottom teams, you know, they can look for the upset, and it makes their season.
For the Valencia Vikings, they break a 2-game losing streak, and this was 3 of 5 in a row that are on the road. The next time they'll be on the road will be on Friday night, as they'll take on the Hart Indians, and that's where we will be. Valencia Vikings taking on the Hart Indians in Foothill League basketball as round 2 of the league begins on Friday night. So that'll do it for us here from Saugus High School. 74-48, the Valencia Vikings defeat the Saugus Centurions. For Greg Herrick and our entire crew, I'm Dave Caldwell. Thanks for being with us here on SCVTV, everyone. We will see you again next time.